All right, so I'm going to repeat myself because I'm live on Facebook now. But if you're on YouTube, welcome to another episode of Tea in Space, where I'll be showing you my space. This is it. To the left of me is the park. To the right of me is another park. It's all park. What's a park? Is it owned by government? Or is it just land that we can enjoy, use, be with nature? Things like that. Can we do that? No? Oh, now I got a problem. Oh, now he's got a problem. And he didn't have a problem yesterday? No, he had a problem yesterday. Okay, so what's a park? Anybody? Bueller? What's a park? Well, last time I looked it up. Let's look it up. Let's see what the dictionary says about parks. Do I have my dictionary open? Do I have to find it again? Oh, your life is so hard. You gotta learn stuff. I know where it is. Applications, dictionary. No. Well, that was easier than going to my library. Park. Can you spell it? P-A-R-K. A large public garden or area of land used for recreation. A walk round the park. Country park. A large enclosed piece of ground attached to a country house. Okay. A large enclosed area of land used to accommodate wild animals in captivity. Oh, I don't want any parks. Okay, so now we named it a park. When did that happen? Riverside. That's the name of the park that someone gave this park. They named it. Well, that's when we went wrong, didn't we? We started naming it. What are you doing naming shit? And then putting a sign on it. This is the Riverside Park. Who owns it? Who owns the park, please? Can someone tell me who owns the park? The government? Who? Local? Local government? Provincial government? Federal government? What government owns that? And where can I do shit? Where can we experience this thing we call the Okanagan? Where can we go and just be free to make our own decisions? Where can we go where there's no fences? How can we make sure that these fences don't get put up anymore? And we don't start naming things. Oh, there's another park right across the street. It's called Local Landing. It's a mini golf kind of area with some rides and shit and go-karts and whatnot. It's got a big fence around it. So we got a park within a park within a city. So we got a park, an amusement park, with a fence around it, nobody in it. And then we got another park. There's no fence around the park, but there are fenced off areas, and the most important areas are the water areas, and it's fenced off in a portion of it. Why? Well, I figured that out. You got the Heritage, whatever, Society or the Sycamore Society over here, thinking that they own that piece of land. Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Well, how long you been at it for? Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. This is our land. And we got permission by the city. We take care of it. So, okay. What can I do? Nothing. And you wonder why you don't have any volunteers. I asked the guy yesterday. He was a really nice guy, actually. Very nice. And we had a great conversation about history and where the river is and when they divided the land and how that all happened. And fuck, how do you divide land anyways? And who owns shit? And it was a good conversation, but it was very informative for me because I've learned a lot of history about how this city was shaped. And lo and behold, the piece of land that I'm working on right now is classified as native land. As if anybody can own land, but it's native land. So this guy who came over and gave me shit for being on this land and doing my thing, whatever I'm doing over there, has no jurisdiction over that piece of land. Sad for him that day, which was yesterday, to figure this out. I didn't talk to him that day. He yelled at me, but I did not talk to him. Next time I will be talking to him, but maybe I'll have my computer there and I can get it all on video. Because that was an interesting time. A lot of people think they have a lot of power. Why would you want to have power over anybody anyways? That's setting yourself up. Don't you think? You must not have a lot of friends. Or the people that you think are friends are only your friends because you got a lot of power. It's kind of how it goes. Anyways, viewer question. What was the viewer question? I didn't read it. Security consultant. This Jonathan. Viewer question. What should I ask my boss to make sure I feel safe when I return to work? What should I ask my boss? Ask your doctor about this medication. Make sure you ask your doctor. Ask your doctor all these questions about this medication. What should I ask my boss to make sure I feel safe when I return to work after this COVID-19 craziness? The pandemic. Remember? People are dying left and right. It's a good question. What should I ask my boss to make? That's a leading question, don't you think? Why don't you feel safe? Here's a question I would pose to you. Why don't you feel safe? What's changed? You named it COVID-19. You named it. You looked for it. You found it. People were dying from it. Maybe the fact that you named it, that might be the problem right there. Now there's a problem. Oh, yeah, COVID-19. Well, that doesn't sound good. Oh, no. It's a new style of aircraft, the COVID-19. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, that is pretty cool. No, it's not that. It's a virus. They named it. It's like naming a rabid dog. Oh, yeah, this one's rabid. Jake here? Oh, yeah, Jake. Oh, we can't put Jake down. Why? It's Jake. And then they're selling you the idea that you can be a full human being by jumping around to the mirror. The mirror, where you can, run, play, watch yourself run, do exercises, shit like that. Well, here, I got an idea. How about you go outside? No, the parks are closed. Parks are closed, so. Well, thank God we got the mirror. Thank God we got the internet where we can talk to each other all the time, because that's the same. What are we here for? I thought we were here for an experience. But we're being satisfied with less, half of an experience, quarter of an experience, an eighth of an experience. We're always cutting it in half. No, I want the full experience. How can I have the full experience? No. You guys are so hard to work with, you people that are in charge. All you people, you think you're in charge, but you're not. Question authority. Always. It's the only way to keep them in check. They're not working for you right now, most likely. I don't know where you live, but in my town, in Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police aren't doing us any favors. No. And the bylaw officers are not doing us any favors either. They sure are good at writing tickets, though. Oh, yeah. Cash cow. Yeah, we don't pay those. None of us. Anymore, right? Come on. Can we make a deal that we don't do that? Because then they don't have the power anymore. Right? So today I'm going to probably hop the fence. Did it already this morning. Checked out some of the projects I was working on. I'm working on a way we can open up that gate. This is beautiful there. Every bird in Penticton lives there, feeds there. Fish aren't there though. Not as many as you would think there should be. Can you believe it? In the Okanagan, we don't have a fish market. Why the fuck don't we have a fish market? Why don't we eat fish from here? Why are we buying fish from other places? China? Why are we buying fish from China? Or anywhere else? Why are we buying fish from the coast in BC? Why? Why can't we have an industry here? If the fishing industry was important, maybe then our water source would be important. We would take care of it more if we were eating from it. That's changing. Just to give you a heads up, there's going to be a fish market in Penticton pretty soon. I don't know how soon, but there will be. And if I'm involved, it's going to be free. There's also a little thing that's another project I've been working on. And I believe that, at least in the surrounding area, the surrounding communities around this piece of land, every house here could be off the grid. Easy. It's amazing that we haven't fucking done it. Why haven't we done it? So we choked off the river at one point and made a dam, and we'll let water out, or we let water in. No, we keep water out, let water in. By whose say? That should have been a waterfall, by the way. It's an eyesore fucking now. Signs all over. Danger, danger. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Getting in your car is a lot more dangerous. 100 times more dangerous getting into a car. And you know what? People hop fences anyways. It's true. Especially the young, and I encourage it. Why not? Here's a fact. My kids, I don't talk about very much, but they were raised in a climate where, at least in Canada, they weren't allowed to really run free. And even when they were with me, they were scared to run free. Why? In your own community. Is it that bad? Are there that many dangers out there? And if you don't learn how to assess risk at a young age, what the fuck are you going to do when you're older? It's part of learning. Figuring it out. Hey, so I got an idea. Once that fence is down, how about you don't go swimming right up to the thing? Because that would be not good. And there might be a current, so you got to be a very good swimmer. And if you're going to go swimming in that area, especially that area, bring someone with you. Be smart. Remember the buddy system? No? You haven't been taught the buddy system? So now we got the buddy system. All the signs are down. All the fences are down. We know how to be in a community. We have more eyes on it. Now we got the old lady with her binoculars. She's not looking through a fence anymore. And it's safer. Ta-da! So let's take the fence down. We could take it down anytime. You with me? Nobody from my town listens to me, so. I am invisible in my own town. 17 years, 18 years I've been living here. I had a guy yell at me for being somewhere in my town, where I've lived for the last 17 years. Hey, not allowed in there. Well, I guess I was allowed in there, wasn't I? And I will continue to go there. RCMP, police, enforcement, law. We are not subject to the law. The law was put in place. Why? Originally, the intent, we thought it was to protect us, but maybe not. Maybe it's not protecting us at all. Maybe it's making it so that we don't think for ourselves. And that's why we're in the situation we're in. Weather tech. Really, weather tech? Yeah, weather tech. These are the commercials. Oh, what's that product? It's all made out. It's made out of plastic, and it's a cup holder for your phone. And it's like this black plastic. I don't know how they make it. Probably oil. Yeah, oil. Oh yeah, sure. You want to shut down all the oil companies? Yeah, you want to do that? You know that thing that you have your phone connected to? You know what that's made out of? Oil. Yeah, maybe I don't need it. Good point. Keep going. Keep going. How much did you save? Terms apply. Earn gift cards. The price dropped, did it? Join honey.com for free. What are you selling me? No, it's free. Oh, you save money. Well, how do you make money? By manipulating you. How's that? Whether you have COVID-19 or not, stay home. From the Ad Council. We're in it together. Alone. Together. And if I have another guy trying to sell me a set of sheets, I'm going to lose it. Yeah, we got the best sheets. They're the softest sheets. Oh, his sheets are the softest, that's for sure. Well, do you know how I made all my money? How did you make all your money, Christian friend? Well, how did you know I was a Christian? It's evangelical, right? Yes. Oh, and you're a Catholic. Yes, I know. I know. By how you dress, how you talk, what your views are. When has religion ever helped us? Never. Ever has religion ever helped us. It makes it so that we're not seeing things clearly. It also makes it so that we're afraid of a God that's going to come down and strike us down dead. Then we're going to go to hell. And you know what happens in hell, right? It's not all prostitutes and partying down there. No, no, no. No, it's burning all the time. Hellfire. Oh, yeah. You don't want to go there. Yeah, all the prostitutes, all the people that have done wrong. You could tell who's done wrong too, because they're probably homeless or on the street and maybe taking drugs in the park, you know? Yeah. Those guys. That's how the church views it. That's how the church view. That's the only way they can view it, because then they don't have any responsibility to their fellow human being, which is them, but they don't know that because they think they're separate from everybody. They think they're the chosen ones in a way. Chosen ones. You know, the Jews were the chosen ones in the Bible. Chosen for what? Oh, they were chosen. Why? Because God chose them. How? Why did he choose? Well, because it's just the way it is. And our God is a wrathful God. Be careful. Really? Because I thought it was different. Nope. So fear. That's how the church and politics are. They're fueled by fear, and it's not working. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Who are we talking to right now? Is there anybody here? Been on 40 minutes and talk too much. Okay, I'll just do my thing. I'll keep doing my thing. Viewer question. No, I'm not doing that one again. That's a stupid question. That was a leading question. I travel 2 or 3 weeks out of the month. How should I deal with this new COVID thing? The new normal. I was talking about the old normal. Is the old normal better? No. It was shitty too. This one's just a lot shittier. This new normal. So I don't want normal. I want surprise in my life. I want to be able to wonder, wow, what is that? Who's this? Hey, what happens if I go over here? If I walk over here, can I make it to there? That's cool. What's that? That's a surprise. That's life. That's a life worth living, right? One where you're always surprised. Oh, no. We don't like that. We like our jobs. We work 40 to 80 hours a week at our jobs, just doing the same thing over and over again. For what? A paycheck. You get the paycheck, and then what do you spend it on? They make it so. They make it so. Who are they? They make it so that you're just living on the edge. You can just barely afford. And they can, smart people. Clever. They know how to manipulate you to do whatever it takes for you to do what they need. Support their businesses. Work. Well, that doesn't sound very fun. It doesn't sound very surprising. There's not a lot of wonder there. Isn't that why we're here? Just to be surprised? Do we have to know everything? Well, you're going down a slippery slope there, friend. Because it's obvious you don't know who you are. But do you know that there's more out there that you don't know because you have a limited intelligence right now? Yeah, you signed up for it. You don't know this, but you signed up for it. But you're talking all words and shit, trying to prove to me you know exactly what's going on. Did any of that make sense? Special offer. Claim your free membership now. 21-day insanity program. You could do this at home. Buy it. Trust me. You're going to have the most insane workout, and it'll only take you, 12 minutes. That was the best workout ever. I worked so hard. Now I can go back to my job. They give you these 20-minute workouts so that you can work. Sit down at a cubicle. I don't know. What do you got? You got a bag full of swabs? Swabbing people? Checking to see if they have COVID. You got COVID? I'm going to find it because I finally got a fucking job. And if I don't find it, then I don't have a job anymore. And I really love my job. I need my job. If I didn't have a job, I wouldn't have food. I wouldn't have shelter. Blah, blah, blah. The list goes on. Hey, friend, you don't need a job. You want me to show you how? I can show you how. Do you want that beach body? You better buy that insane workout. Lexus. Well, who can afford a Lexus? I can't even afford a loaf of bread. I had to trade my Lexus in yesterday for half of what I paid for it last year because I didn't have money to feed my kids. So we're not teaching our kids, eh? That's a problem. So during things like this, during these pandemics, if you haven't been trained properly in knowing that you can manage on your own, in your own environment here, wherever your environment is, you can manage, you can do it. Grow your own stuff. But we have to stop recognizing government. We have to stop recognizing these laws. So when they don't apply to us anymore, then they no longer have that power, that influence over us. It's as simple as this. But because the human condition is so set that without these institutions, we'd be nothing. We'd have it really hard. Well, that's a line that you bought and you believe it. So, might want to give your head a shake. 3 children die in New York after experiencing very rare syndrome that may be linked to coronavirus. Oh, man. May be linked, eh? To coronavirus. 3 children, eh? So it's killing children too, eh? Yeah. Always in these mainstream media news organizations, they try to find those anomalies, right? And then they focus on it. Fox News, last year, what was that about? Immigration, caravans. West Wing nervous after Katie Miller, VP aide and wife of Trump's senior advisor, tests positive for virus. What happens? What happens now? See, these are the liberals and the conservatives fighting their battles amongst each other. Okay? But it's a show. Because the ones that are in the know understand how it works. They understand that the fight has to continue for them to remain in power. Period. Not comma. 3 children die in New York after experiencing very rare syndrome that may be linked to coronavirus. Oh, so now they're making the virus into something even more powerful, even more menacing, even more frightening. You better put your mask on or else you're not a good citizen. No, I'm not going to wear a mask. Thanks. Not while I'm walking in the park. Maybe if I go to the hospital, which I'm not anytime soon, unless I know somebody there. And if my mom is dying in the hospital and you don't let me in to see her, no one should ever die alone. Ever. Ever. This should be pissing people off. So the problems are the hospitals, right? Problems are the doctors. You know, those ones with all the credentials. I don't want more credentials. I want things that work. if I'm going to see you as a doctor, I want you to heal me, not prescribe me something. You're no doctor. Or you are just a doctor. Just one of the things that you do. You fill out prescriptions. Listen to the government to tell you what is acceptable, what's not acceptable. You're a doctor? You believe you can choose? No. Government chooses for you, right? Right. So now that you know that, you just continue following it because it's a paycheck, right? Right. So now we know. You're a drug pusher. Right. You're the government's pusher. The drugs that you prescribe to people are killing people. And they're messing with their minds and they're messing with their whole bodies. You give them chemical compounds that react to the other chemical compound that you gave them that reacts to something else, and lo and behold, the system it doesn't work anymore. And you're putting drugs into people's bodies. Some of you might not even be aware of it. Some of you might be ignorant to it. Hopefully you're ignorant to it. If you're aware of it and you're doing it, then you're a special breed of person. Psychopath. You're a killer. Stone cold killer. That's what you would be if you knew. So maybe you're ignorant and you don't know, but now you do. Or maybe you don't. Look into it. Do your research. Your job hasn't stopped once you got your doctorate. The learning has not stopped. And maybe what you'll find is all those things that you learned, they're not helping with your original maybe thought or idea that you could help people. And if you're one of those special breed of people that got into being a doctor because it makes money, because there was money involved in it, good money, then you're in the wrong profession. You should never have trained to become that in the first place. It requires compassion. And there's a lack of it. Hey, Melanie. So, final comments. Last thought. Obama on private call. Rule of law is at risk in Flynn case. Who cares? All these stories are fabricated. It's all propaganda. So there's elements of truth in every story that they put out, right? But it's meant to confuse, it's meant to anger, it's meant to create controversy. It's propaganda. And you notice when countries start using propaganda, you're going to notice more riots, more uprising, more violence, unfortunately, towards authority, towards anybody who thinks they have power over anybody else. First ones to get hit will be the bylaw people, the ones at the bottom end of it that have no power, that think they have security guards, things like this. I wouldn't want to be a security guard right now. Wear one of those suits. Have a Target on my back? Well, you chose wrong. Your profession, you chose wrong. You're a tester? Oh, yeah? Some people won't want to be tested. Get ready for it. Oh, you're a tracer? Yeah, some people won't talk to you, so your job is useless. You're a tracer, now you have power? Now you've been given the authority by the government to what? Arrest? Tracers, testers, enforcers. This is the sign of a society in a decline. The new normal, masks, distancing, no handshakes. Nope. I shook one person's hand today and I gave my neighbor a hug. Because she wanted one. Dr. Anthony Fauci, Director, National Institute of Allergy and whatever. What's it? Who cares? Allergies and disease control, I believe it is. He's the head of it. Government. So you can trust him, eh? You put a lot of trust in him, eh? Why? Because the news media trusts him? Because he's the voice of reason? Amidst all the politics? No, it's fucking politics. Don't buy the show. And the show is just for you if you bought it. These people are very clever. So you will get sucked in if you're not aware of it. We can't buy into the shaming, the public shaming that's going on right now when people decide to make decisions on their own. When people decide that, no, I'm going to have a family gathering. It's my grandmother's 50th anniversary, grandfather, and we were planning on doing this reunion with the whole family, and we're still going to do it. And we're going to do it at the Bandshell in Penticton, because that's where we were planning on doing it, right? We're just going to do it. We're going to do it tomorrow. What? The restrictions haven't been lifted. They don't need to be lifted. It was never a problem in Penticton. Why were the restrictions there to begin with? No answer? We don't live in a big city. We don't have those kind of problems. We don't have those kind of economical problems so that we design a pandemic to show where all the money was lost. Oh, it was because of the pandemic. No, it happened before then. You know that, you fucker. Money, money, money. Show me the money. Show me the money, Jerry. Follow the money, and you'll find all the fuckers. They're human, just like you and me. But they got a lot of money, and they got a lot of say, and they tell you to do something, and they do something opposite. Ain't that interesting? Safety guidelines and shit like that. Donald Trump doesn't abide by that, does he? Only when it comes to serving his best interests, like not having as many reporters. All right. So now he gets to select them. Okay. You sit there, 6 feet, 6 feet. Okay. So we got 12 now instead of 50. Control. Smart. Because you're leading by fear. So you need to have control, don't you? That's right. Very smart, very clever, President Trump. But you won't wear a mask. Nah, you won't get that guy wearing a mask. Doesn't apply to him. It only applies to the people that are trying to get back into office to wear a mask. It only applies to the governors, the Cuomos of the world, those people, to push the mask agenda. The Cuomos. It's a really good. That's a good one to follow. Cuomo Primetime on CNN, and then Governor Cuomo in the morning, his brother. Follow them and follow the Koch brothers. Cuomo brothers and the Koch brothers. See how that all works when it goes sour, when it goes shitty, and you got two really shitty ideas or shitty people, not shitty people, just people doing shitty things at the same time. See how that works. See how much power there is there. Lots of power there. Travel trends rise in states with reopened businesses. Travel trends rising in states with reopened businesses. So quickly, so fast. When just yesterday, actually today, more cases rising. They're through the roof because they're looking for them, right? And they're reopening. How? Well, now we got all these new rules in place. There should be. No, you don't. You have nothing in place. It's the same. COVID's impact on communities of color. Here's another thing. They love putting us in boxes, don't they? And we love being put in boxes. I'm a black person. And I know a lot of my friends have died from this COVID-19. I'm a black person. And I'm not Obama here. I'm just your regular black person. My job's always on the line. I'm always stressed. I'm blah, 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 blah. Guess who gets sick? How do I put this in perspective? How do I? So these boxes, Hispanic boxes, black boxes, we got Chinese boxes, got white boxes, we got gay boxes, we have lesbian boxes, that's gay boxes. We have transsexual boxes, that's gay boxes too, isn't? No, not necessarily. You got to get those straight. Some boxes operate within the same box, but it's still a box. Most boxes operate within a box. So these boxes also create controversy. They create dissent. They create arguments. They create inequalities, which are obvious. But then you have the liberal government saying to the black people, hey, how about you come with us again? I'm Joe Biden. I'm really good with the blacks. Liberal government comes in. They do another shitty thing. So the only way that you can really nip this in the bud from a government standpoint is not to recognize these guys anymore as your government. On a global scale, not to recognize these people as your government. And that's not only in the United States, but that's in Canada, that's all around the world, in Europe and Africa. If your government isn't working for you, if they're restricting you, then don't recognize them. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Really? Are we there now? Give to Caesar what is Caesar's. What is Caesar's? What does he own? And how is that possible? Well, it's just got to be that way. Just got to be that way. No. It's not a lot of fun. I haven't had a lot of fun in my lifetime. You want to know why? It's because this has been going on ever since I was born. Comes in waves, but it's gotten worse. The waves have gotten stronger. The greed. It's always been there. But it's becoming like second nature to us. It's like this is how it is. This is what humans are like. They're greedy. So accept it. Yeah, but the greed's going to kill you. Why would I accept that? The stress of it all is going to kill all of us early. And we're worried about goofy viruses that we can't see. We should be really worried about the stress that is very visible, that kills people, millions, billions of people. Billions. Oh, yeah, stress kills billions. It does. Because in the end, that's where all viruses and all cancers and shit come from, is stress. But we're addicted to stress. We need that stress in our life for some reason, because maybe it makes us who we are. Well, that's just who I am. I worry about everything. Well, maybe you should think about not worrying about everything, because that stress going to kill you, and then you give that stress to other people. Your worry is contagious. I would say it's more contagious than the virus. Oh yeah, way more. Inaccurate testing is worse than no testing. That's what researchers say. Inaccurate testing is worse than no testing. Well, that's true. The fact that we're testing to begin with is the thing that we should be. No, we got to get the perfect test that's accurate 100% of the time. If we don't have that, we're never going to cure this virus. Because when we find it, we can't do anything about it, but we'll find it. You know what we'll do? We'll collect all the antibodies. Come up with a vaccine. And then thank God for the scientists. Eh? Thank God for the science. Follow the science. Because science can be trusted. Because they're the voice of reason in this situation, aren't they? The science. Well, when your silence is when your science is a religion, which it is for most of you, because it's just you're believing in something that you really don't know. I don't care what kind of science you're dealing with. What are you? You're a brain surgeon. You're kind of a scientist, right? Study the brain. What do you know about the brain? Tell me what you know about the brain that I don't know. Okay, well, that was interesting. I didn't know that. But you don't know very much, do you? And the answer will always come back no, we don't know very much about the brain. And yet we throw chemicals at it daily. Here's what I know about the brain. If you're stressed, you don't think clearly. If you're stressed, you can't form opinions. You can't form any real thoughts of your own. Keep someone in stress constantly, then you'll be able to control somebody because they can't think straight. Add on to that a shitty diet. All these poor people with coronavirus. Who gets hit the hardest with these flus? Well, people who are poor. I don't know where that was going. With everything that we know, we sure choose the most mundane, boring shit to focus on. I wish I didn't know what I know. In a lot of ways, I wish I didn't know. There's not a lot of room for people to understand things and to participate. Because all these things are controlled by other people, other organizations. The right to choose, in particular, choose anything. The right to choose your own occupation. The right to choose when you open, virus or not. The right to choose. We've given up the right to choose. And I don't know if that's just because of pure laziness or is indoctrination over a long period of time. Maybe both. It's not doing us any favors. And if you're an older person that's listening to this, like my age, 49 and up, if you're 80, 90, 100, use your voice. We need to hear from everybody because common sense is not a thing that we value anymore. So maybe in your time, we valued it more. Common sense, the need for family, community. Those were all good things. Some of the things not so good that came from your generation, but we can all agree Let's take the good shit and we'll discard the shitty shit. And young people, you're coming up. You got something to say. Let's talk about it. You're viewing the way things are run right now as just a craziness, or maybe you're accepting it. I don't know. Maybe you're not even questioning it. I have no clue sometimes with everybody. I'm sure there's everybody in between. But here's the deal. You're not taught to question. That's what I know. If you gone to any kind of government school or Christian school or anything like that, you're not taught to question. They may say that, oh yeah, we value the questions, but they don't. They don't. Marks are all based on what you've memorized, not what you've learned. So it's not learning. The whole educational system is a farce. Education, when does that stop? When you stop going to school? Education doesn't stop. Who's your best teacher? I had this one teacher who was really good. No, who's your best teacher right now? Well, there's a few people in my life that no, who's the best teacher? Who's your best teacher? You! You're your best teacher. Why are you selling yourself short? Classes are open for me down by the park there. I'm a teacher. Oh, yeah? What do you teach? Nothing. Sign me up. Sign me up, man. I want that. I want to be in that course. Nothing. 101. Justice Department drops criminal case against Michael Flynn. Who's Michael Flynn? Flynn pled guilty to lying to FBI about Russia. AG Barr ordered re-examination, moved to dismiss. Judge still must decide whether to dismiss. It's all about politics. It's all about them. Every story that they do on CNN is about politics. Politics. So, again, I'm going to ask the question, is it working? Think about it. That's the first story about nothing. This is interesting today. And it happened with a few other stories. And just today, this is new. They're coming up with new stories. Now they're coming up with new stories. But for like 2-3 months, it was all COVID-19. You know about that father and son charged in killing off black jogger in Georgia? You know that guy? You know the two white guys that killed the jogger, black jogger? Yeah, they're doing a story about that right now. Yeah, because that's news. Because that's going to incite some kind of rage within the black population. Focus on it. You'll find it. Oh, you don't like these caravans coming? Hey, try to find a guy that raped somebody. Try to find a guy somewhere in California. Find someone. who raped somebody that shouldn't be here. Try to find that. So then we're going to do a story. I saw this. This is exactly what happened. And then the next day. Yeah, we're going to run that story. Oh, you found someone who raped somebody? And he was an illegal? Yeah, we better close those borders down, eh? Yeah, close the borders down. We don't want anybody in here that shouldn't be in here. I don't care how bad they have it. I don't care. We're shutting it down. Because they're all raping our daughters. That's the picture they paint. Oh, no, we're not doing that. That's not what we said. No, that's the picture you paint. You know it. Debate grows over mail-in bailouts amid coronavirus. Think my way through this. Debate grows over mail-in ballots amid coronavirus. Debate grows. Mail-in ballots. You can't vote now. You can't go out and vote. You can't go physically and do that. Not that it matters anyways. Now you got to send your ballot in through the mail. That can't be manipulated. But it doesn't matter because who do you got to choose between right now? Joe Biden or Donald Trump? Those aren't fucking choices. They're not choices, man. Two choices is not a choice. Two choices is not a choice. So again, I reiterate, maybe it's time not to recognize your government. Not to recognize them as people that have any sway over what you do on a daily basis. Where you shop, where you get your haircut, what essential business is deemed necessary to be opened. Oh, here's an interesting thing. Phase 1, because it's really important to open these businesses right away. Florists, golf clubs, hairdressers, nail salon, barbers. Because you got to look pretty when you're sick. The things that we deem necessary, important. Think of it. How important is it for a hairdresser, if it really is a pandemic, which it's not, how easy is it for us to go without our hair being cut? Is that an essential service? Okay, I guess it wasn't deemed essential services, but it was the first one to be reinstated. Oh, you can reopen phase 1. Phase 2, maybe some other people. Phase 3, maybe some other people. I don't know. Who's making these decisions? Who's profiting off of these decisions? Who's made it so that the people that lose, the people that have lost during this this pandemic trying to think of another name for it, but because I don't want to call it a pandemic, because it's not a pandemic. It's the flu. Okay, I'm just getting upset now. I'm not really upset, but it's when you see how when you see how much time is put into the propaganda that's being thrown our way, how much time people give to it, you almost have to give the same amount of time to kind of saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't be listening to this stuff. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should be making decisions for ourselves. So we got to be spending more time doing this. Maybe we should be spending more time doing this, thinking for ourselves. Hey, Dave. And Dr. Phil. I don't know, man. I used to like Dr. Phil. And I still do. He's a human being, just like me. But he's a network guy, man. He gets paid lots of money. It's not because he gets paid lots of money. It's just like how much good is he really doing? At one time, I thought Dr. Phil was the best because he was kind of exploring the the underbelly a little bit, and then giving people a leg to stand on. I don't know. Lately, seems like he's just about creating controversy. That's just me. Dr. Phil's going to come at me now. I wouldn't mind talking to him. I wonder what he says about COVID. He's probably saying stay at home, isolate, be smart. But I'm not going to put words in his mouth. All I know is that there are a lot of experts on the television that came from these shows that now are just selling as product. You remember the doctors? I think that came from the either the Oprah Winfrey show. Dr. Phil came from the Oprah Winfrey show. The doctors also did too. Well, now they're all selling, like the one guy, the surgeons. One guy's selling me on TV, selling medication for some kind of skin lift. And then another one's selling me some kind of medication for my heart. Money. And then all of a sudden they got all the power to tell you what you need to do. Money. Steer you in the right direction. What companies do they have shares in? $20.5 million jobs lost in April. Worst jobs report in U.S. history. Well, first of all, the jobs you probably had were shitty jobs anyways. Don't force us into shittier jobs. Don't force us to make a decision between doing what we like to do, want to do, need to do, think that it's important to do, or your job. Testing, tracing, military, enforcement by law. Insurance. How much insurance do you need and why? What's the chance that your insurance that you've been paying into all this time, there won't be any money to pay you out? What's the chances of that happening? Life insurance. What's the chances? Oh, you'll be dead. You won't care anymore, huh? They got good lawyers working for them. They're going to make sure you don't get it. That's what they're going to do. Change is afoot. Can you smell it? It's in the air, man. Well, we do need someone with a heart. So maybe Dr. Phil might be better for president than Donald Trump for sure. But can we not do liberal or conservative? Can he just run as an independent? That's the only way that might work. But still, he's going into a system. No, it's not going to work. Won't work. Senate's corrupt. Congress is corrupt. Governors are corrupt. All of them are corrupt. Corrupt or were idealistic in thinking that they could make a change, but knowing now what they know because they're in office now, they know they can't. Free energy. Someone's got to pay for it. Free housing. No, someone's got to pay for it. Food. No, you don't eat for free. You work. You got to pay for it. Why aren't we eating from our lake? Why don't we grow our own vegetables? Why are we getting apples shipped from Washington? There was a time when the Okanagan Valley, all you could see were fruit trees. Where are all our fruit trees? Oh, we tore those up for wine, for vines. All of them? Pretty much. That was stupid. Sure was. So maybe we could protect the trees now? Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, we've been cutting down too many, haven't we? Yeah, I think we have. We've leveled things off, eh? We sure like leveling things, flattening things, eh? Flattening curves, flattening land. Oh, then it's usable. Then we could play football on it. All right, so you've decimated the ecology of that land for what? Your seasonal football game? What? And while I'm at it, I'm doing a lot of gardening lately. Out in the park. I'm not going to call it a park anymore. Because it's just land. How can you shut parks down? Does that make any sense that you would shut a park down because of a virus? Do you think that makes any sense? Shut this one down because they named it a park. Maybe if we don't name it a park, they can't shut it down because you can't shut down land. You're going to shut down land? How do you do that? Nah, we're shutting it down. Shutting it down. You can't shut down land? Well, it's going to be hard, but maybe we can build another fence. Shutting it down. No one should go to the park. Stay at home. Orders from on high. I feel like I got off of my my really important thought. It was so important, I forgot it. So coming to you live from Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, in the heart of the Okanagan. A little town. Been here for about, it's a city, it's not a town. Been here for going on probably 18 years or something. Almost homeless. But I don't know. Can someone really ever be homeless? Wonder if I didn't live at the Beaumont here and I had to live in that piece of land that I'm looking at right now, which is the next step. I wonder who could really tell me I can't, and who has that authority. No one has that authority over me, do they? Over you? Doesn't make sense to own land, does it? Yep, I own it. So, get off my land. Hey, you're not allowed in there. Oh, yeah? This is your land? No. So, who are you to say? I'm calling the police. Okay. No fear. None. As soon as you don't fear, then you've taken the power back. Not the power, you're just taking it back for yourself so you can make choices. That's all. But you've stripped those with power easily. Sorry, I don't recognize you anymore. I don't even know who you are. Justin Trudeau? Never heard of you. Never heard of you. Well, I'm your prime minister. No, I've never. So you're not my prime minister, right? Because I'm a Canadian citizen, you're my prime minister? No, no, I don't. Here, put it this way: no one has that right to be above me. Equal, equality. Ah, but no one has the right to be above me. Not even my own mother. No one. And nor should I be above anybody else. Equality. Right? Right? Mm. Oh, so you think you're better than me? You think you're better than everybody else? You think you're more entitled? You think you deserve it more than that guy or than me? Yes, that's what I think. I knew you thought that. So now you know, I know. One of our most powerful tools that we have is our voice. And it's not recognized very much because I think people are afraid that when they use it that they'll look stupid. There's a social pressure of some kind that they they're embarrassed maybe because they don't have the fancy language that maybe the next guy has or the next girl, right? Maybe you don't know as much data as the next person, but you sure have something to say about it. Don't worry about the data. We need to talk because it's the voice of reason that comes from all of us. But the voice of reason is not. Look at this. They're doing another pandemic. They're doing another story about elephants. See, this is the first day for like 2-3 months that they've done other stories besides the pandemic story. But they'll have banners at the side, coronavirus pandemic, and they'll give you a list of numbers, how many people died, who didn't die, who might die. And then have another thing down at the bottom saying pandemic leads to surge in demand for virtual safaris. And then they've attached this safari story to the virtual safari. So now we can go virtual. This is awesome, isn't it? Now we can go see nature for ourselves secondhand. You know, at least a lady who had the binoculars yesterday could see through a fence. You know, basically, she's living in a zoo. These animals are free, and she gets to look at them through a fence. But now, the pandemic leads to a surge in demand for virtual tours. Now we can see it virtually with our. That's not why we're here. Why would we want to experience it virtually when we can, if we wanted to, go see it ourselves? It's not such a bad deal. But if you could see it, it's different. Always trying to satisfy ourselves with these new technologies that give us half of whatever it is, the experience. Half of the experience, or the majority of the experience is, man, I could get eaten anytime. This is pretty dangerous, maybe. No, it's not. Let's see how close we can get. It's not dangerous. That's cool. Oh no, we want to take out all the danger. Yeah, we want to take out all the danger. Are you an idiot? No, you're just scared. I get it. You're scared. You're worried. Oh, you'd never get me to go on a safari. Virtual tour? I'm in. Sign me up. Bringing the healing power of the barbecue to the pandemic. CNN heroes. CNN treats you like a little child. So does Fox. They're all the same. Fox, CNN, CNBC, NBC. Come on. ABC, CBC, CIBC, Bank of Montreal. Banks. Subject for another day. I've talked about banks too much. You want a Subaru? Can't afford it, bud. Even if I could afford it, I can't afford the gas. I can't afford the insurance. I don't have a job. Don't want one. No thanks. No, I don't want a contact tracing job. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, your son got a testing job, huh? That's great. It's good. It's good. Oh, you got a nursing job, eh? Nursing job at a care home, privately funded care home, private care home. So you're a nurse there. How are they taking care of their patients? Oh, horrible situation there. What are you doing about it? I got to keep my job. Can't say anything about it. No, you can say something about it, and it's actually your responsibility if you're in a position like that to use your voice. Power of the voice. Anyways, it's going on 2 hours. I'm going to go for a walk. Dave, hey man, talk to you later. And final thoughts. We've lost the wonder. We've lost the wonder and the ability to wander. We lost the wonder and the ability to wander, and we've shut ourselves out of surprise. No, there's a better way of putting it. We don't know what surprise is. But we sure like it when we're surprised, don't we? Maybe we don't need to know everything. Maybe we don't have to figure everything out. Maybe we don't have to collect so much data. Maybe we don't have to trace so much. Maybe we don't have to follow the exact same protocol every time. Maybe all these protocols are making it so that life is not worth living anymore. Maybe it's the surprise. Do you want to know when you're going to die? That's a good question. Do you want to know? Do you really want to know? Do you want to know when you could die? Possibly, maybe, potentially. Well, this is a good way of doing it. Keep testing, keep tracing, keep isolating. Oh, he doesn't believe in isolation. He doesn't believe. No, I don't believe in isolation. I believe when you're sick, you should maybe stay at home. Don't go to parties. you know? Oh, Tom came. He was really sick. He gave everybody his sick. What an asshole. Nah, stay at home. But, do you want to know when you're going to die? So worried about death. At every turn, there's death. The possibility of death. Every time you walk out your door, you might die. Every time you hug someone, you might die. Why aren't you thinking about living? Oh no, I might die. I'm going to stop everything. And now I got no surprises in my life. Because now I'm going to live a life. Long, long, long life. Together, alone. Now continue to take my vaccinations and do exactly what I'm told. Conform to every rule that's put in front of me. And I will die at the ripe old age of 103 without having done anything to make this place, the earth, better.